Alright guys, welcome to Frogfoot Holler. Today's going to be a short video. Hey girls, there's KF and C there. They're waiting to get out. Now, got a little bit of treats for them today. As soon as I can get this set up right. Alright, come here girls. Come on. Come on girls. Come on girls. Alright, so along with their normal scratch and corn, giving them, which they like that stuff fairly good, they really love biscuits. Alright, so I'm gonna give them some of these biscuits here. A couple days old, but I'm out here at the chicken pen, as you can see, messing with the chickens. And go back out here, just giving you an overview of what I've done the past couple of days. All right, so last night y'all saw me building the mulch bin here, or somewhat saw, because it was pretty dark by the time we finished. But as you can see, the chicken wire on the pallets there been stapled up, goes all the way around, and the mulch holds it pretty good. Now I'll be building a couple other ones too, but right now that one's gonna have to do. And there's the garden. All right, so we've been tilling that one up for the past couple of days, and I'm letting it rest today. As you can see, the tilling goes this direction here, right that way. And when you get over here, it goes this direction. Then it goes that direction. And then it goes this direction. So it goes 4 different directions. Well, 2 different directions, but 4 different areas. And the reason for that being is it allows me to see what kind of space I'm working with and how I'm going to be setting things up. But I wanted to show you something. These are my Brussels sprout plants. Look what's on them. I got little Brussels sprouts. Yay! See if I can get a better view. Okay, little Brussels sprouts. Now I picked most of my broccoli early because of that hard freeze we had the other day. And I might be pulling it up soon, but I still got about 3-4 heads, I think. Yeah, that I'm gonna let get bigger. My cabbage is doing really good. Probably wouldn't hurt to add some fertilizer to them. My collards are doing real good. About time to be picking some of these leaves off. Look at this. Give me a nice little mess of collards off these. Now, I done determined that I'm gonna have probably potatoes over here, tomatoes over there, and squash right here in the front side. However, I haven't quite decided what to do with this middle part yet. Now, what I think I might be doing is once all this is done, I'll be tilling it back up and making it like this, and this will just be one big section of garden right there, or one garden plot, and put my indeterminate tomatoes, the peppers, cantaloupe, some corn in there, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet. I got to thinking the other day of when was my first gardening experience, and I got to thinking about it, and I think my very first gardening experience was with some cantaloupes that my daddy had planted. I remember asking Mama, could I have some milk for the cantaloupes? I need to give some milk to the cantaloupes. I love milk. And Mama, of course, being knee-high to the grasshopper, had to oblige and gave me milk, a cup of milk to go pour on the cantaloupes. Well, I poured the milk on the cantaloupes. Well, one cantaloupe plant in particular I poured it on. And lo and behold, by the time everything's said and done and we're ready to pick cantaloupes, that one cantaloupe plant had produced almost watermelon-sized cantaloupe. And that thing was just as sweet, just as juicy, and it did so well. And I think that's where my first gardening experience came from, and in a way set the seed of gardening in my soul. But that's as far back as I can really remember as far as the gardens go. I think I got a lot of my knowledge from my preacher, because I'd spend my summers over at his place working on his farm, well, his property. He did a lot of gardening and kept cows and stuff like that, and we'd go over there and help him out, and we'd feed the cows and plant the garden and weed the garden and do all kinds of stuff over there. But I always remembered him giving almost his entire garden away to people in need of the church. Now, I say people in need, I'm talking about older folks who just grew up on fresh vegetables and everything and just really couldn't get out there and do a garden themselves. So he would go out there and visit them and bring them fresh produce from his garden. But the two things he really loved growing, and I really loved eating too when I got out there, was corn and tomatoes. And those are still, I think, my two favorite besides cantaloupe. Can't forget about the cantaloupe. Cantaloupe is like, oh, just top dog. But it amazes me how many years ago that was, and how much I remember and how much I've forgotten. Sometimes I feel like I've forgotten more information than I ever realized I knew. But then there's other times where I sit there and say, well, I can't believe I remember this. It's such a minute detail, I remember it. Well, either which way, this is going to be the video for the day. And the birds sure are chirping up there, putting up a big old racket. I don't see them, but they in there. Oh well, I got to get busy, y'all. Y'all have a good and y'all have a froggy day. This has been Michael with Frogfoot Holler.